So the next 2 weeks, joining me now is National Security Institute founder Jamil Jaffer. Jamil, why such a long wait, do you think?
Well, Ashley, it is an odd situation. You have the president coming back early from the G7 summit in order to have a conversation about this, but then putting the decision off for weeks. I think what you see here is that he'd really like to get to the solution here through negotiations and not through an armed attack, although he recognizes there's a real opportunity here for the United States to completely take out Iran's nuclear program. I think the president is wondering about what the domestic political consequences are of conducting such an attack, as well as the larger international consequences and whether it might lead to a larger war, and he's very deeply concerned about that as well.
But would you agree this is a unique opportunity to shut down Iran's nuclear, program once and for all?
Actually, this is the single best opportunity the United States has ever had to completely destroy Iran's nuclear program or take out at least what we know of it as much as possible. This is a unique opportunity and one we should take advantage of. Frankly, we should never have gotten into the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action under President Obama. President Trump should act now. Putting it off for 2 weeks actually runs the risk, Ashley, of doing what President Obama did in Syria, setting a red line and then not upholding it. President Trump should avoid that approach.
I wanted to ask you about this. There are reports, Jamil, that say mysterious flights have been taking off from China and heading to Iran. I want you to listen to what China expert Michael Pillsbury had to say about that earlier in the program. Take a listen.
There's been a string of reports over the last 2 or 3 years that China is up to something nefarious and evil. The problem is the reports all have always turned out to be false. China is not backing Iran. They've abandoned Iran. Without saying so, China is backing what President Trump is doing and even offering to help.
Interesting, right, Jamil? Do you agree? Is China actually backing Trump?
Well, look, Michael Pillsbury has studied this issue for a long time, so I'd be hard-pressed to disagree with him. But the fact of the matter is that China, Russia, and Iran, and North Korea, frankly, have been long collaborating on missile programs, nuclear development, and very practically in the Ukraine conflict in Europe. So this idea somehow that China's backing off of Iran, backing the Trump play, I don't buy it, to be candid with you. I think they have every incentive to work with Russia and Iran and North Korea to come up against the United States. They're an adversary, as are these other three nations.
I'll put you on the spot quickly, Jamil. How does this play out?
Look, I think at the end of the day, we've got to take action swiftly. If we don't, Israel will go its own course. They will do everything they can, as they should, to take out the Iran nuclear program. This is our best opportunity. We should do it. I'm not sure if the president will. Harder question, Ashley.
Yeah, it is. But, of course, we'll follow every development. Jamil, thank you very much, as always, for sharing your thoughts today.